people, they aren't too interested in this part of the process. They're more concerned about where, how, who, the exciting bits. Yeah. But hey, do me a favor. Just make sure that door's closed. Okay? Yeah. Well, if any light, any extraneous light at all gets in, well, it'll ruin the shots. It'll ruin my day. Oh, hey, by the way, the light. It's on the fritz, so don't be surprised. There you go. Yeah, hey, just do me a favor. Give it a little tap, would you? Get it working again. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Well, we got 3 trays. 1, 2, 3. All right. The first one here, that's the development tray. So that starts the development process, okay? And that part, well, it depends on the mixture that you used, like the development fluid versus the water or whatever. But I do it by eye, but about 1.5 minutes per shot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then you pop that out of here. You let it dry off a little bit. It's all quite caustic, so be careful. You let it dry off a little bit, then you put it in tray 2, which is the stop tray. And that just stops the development process, okay? That takes, well, no more than 30 seconds. You don't want to have it in there too long. Again, it'll rattle the shot, make it go bad if it overdevelops, Yeah, then the fixed tray, that's for 3 minutes. Then dry it off, hook it up here, and wait. Yeah. Sure, you want to give one a go? Yeah. You gotta put gloves on to be extra safe, Nah. Well, I'll tell you now. The boys down at the precinct, they're gonna love these shots. Absolutely love them.
Robert, you in there with someone?
Yeah.
You're not
No.
supposed to have anyone else in there.
I'm on my own. Don't open the door.
Okay.
Just. Damn lights out. Can you give it another tap? Thank you. Yeah. It's like Times Square. Yeah. People just barge in. That's why I got a lock put on. Just flip. Yeah. Okay, so where we go? Well, let me tell you. So here we got the photo. Alright? You gotta be careful. Pop it in the solution. Like that. We got separate tongs for each tray. Alright? Just gonna let that soak. And remember, how long did I say? 1 minute 5 for this one. Can you count? Of course you can count. Alright. We'll just let that develop. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's over a bit. It's a pretty terrible picture. But they are gonna love this. Do you know why? Well, it's an old shot. It's not an old shot, it's a shot of something old, if you like. Got 4 photos to develop. They are the CSK. Do me a favor, can you flick that switch? Thank you. What was I saying? CSK. Yeah. You could call me a sissy. Yeah. That's what they call themselves. People who follow around the CSK cases. Yeah, it's a stupid name. I agree. Bit embarrassing, really. But, guess it's like what a contraction, something like that, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, you can call me a sissy. That's the only time you can, alright? But yeah. Alright. Now be careful. We gotta let that dry off just a little bit. You're not supposed to shake it. And put that in there. The stop tray. Let's put the next picture in here. We'll get a little rotation going, huh? You count 30. All right. Okay. Yeah. So do me a favor, get that light again for me, would you? I'm really sorry about that. What was I saying? Yeah, sure. So, I was on the first case of the CSK, the crime scene killer. And I remember thinking, I wasn't the one who connected the dots, obviously. I'm not a detective. But I remember thinking, I've been here before. Now I'm old enough and ugly enough to remember a whole host of cases. I've worked a lot of them, taking pictures. And it just so happened that this murder that occurred, well, it was, excuse me. Yeah. I had visited it before. I've been there before. I remember it vividly. And I remember thinking at the time, that's a coincidence. That this murder happened not, I don't know, not a few steps away from another brutal murder that happened like 5 years ago. Something like that. Anyway. So that was the first. Now, of course, at the time, we didn't know that. We didn't know that there was a killer who was revisiting old crime scenes, not theirs. Other killers, other serial, other sequence, whatever, and killing people in the same spot. And it was only after the third case, because the MO was different every time, the way that they did it. It was only after the third case that they realized the MO was the location, what do you call it, the synchronicity, the thing, the correlation that tied all of these crimes together was not, in fact, the Vic, the method, even the time of day. It was the geographic location, yeah. And that's when they coined the crime scene killer, CSK. Someone who kills what others have fallen before. Crazy, right? I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it for ages. I'd been at a lot of the scenes, taking pictures. And I remember thinking, there's nothing that this is just coincidence. Because it can happen. That's the nature of coincidence. You know, things happen. No rhyme, no reason, no meaning. They just happen. And sometimes, for whatever reason, lightning strikes in the same place twice. Now I believe it. 'Cause you gotta have some kind of wildness about you. I mean, you have gotta be broken. You have gotta be chipped. You gotta be crazy to kill someone. I never could. I couldn't kill a spider. Take a good picture of a dead spider, but I could never kill one. And I hate spiders. They're horrible. But then you got this thing going around. This monster that is like, I don't know how to put it. Compounding pain. Exacerbating grief. Making things worse for the sake of making things worse. And you gotta have a switch flipped in your head to do that. To kill. But then to kill where someone else did already. It don't make sense to me. But man, I'm hooked. If you do that, if you got the balls to do that, then you got my attention. I can't believe it still. It's madness. That's what a lot of people think. That I wanted to be a cop, but I couldn't do it, or whatever. I never wanted to be a cop. I only ever wanted to take pictures. And it just so happened that dead things was what I took pictures of. After images, echoes, mirages, whatever you want to call them. I think the reason is because a crime scene is already a picture. It's a still life, even though there is no life. Someone or something has taken the time to arrange this to make it appear precisely how they want it to. They're in complete control. They think they are. You think you are in control, but you are not. You would not be in control if he was doing those things, would you? Of course not. No. There's no control there. It's savagery, pure and simple. insanity. No. There is no control, but there is thought, process. Crime scene is the closest thing to painting with light that I've seen, only because it requires so much darkness. You understand? I know you do. It's interesting. Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you would, damn it, want to see this process. Come on. Wow. Some people, they call me a ghoul, a night crawler, a leech. Oh, it smells disgusting. They call me a monster. But all I'm doing is this, cataloging monsters. Helping police catch monsters. I don't like dead bodies. I don't even watch horror movies or anything like that. I haven't got the stomach for it, but the stillness and serenity in a crime scene, something after the fact. There's a solemn and peaceful morbidity. Is that a word? You want to see one of the pictures? Yeah, this one's okay. Yeah, I use tape on the back. Huh. Look at that. You see? What do you think? So this one, in case you hadn't guessed, it's a picture of a bone. It's one of the old crimes. Long dead. Long dead. But this was one of the scenes. Yeah. For the CSK. Do you want to see the scene? I gotta warn you, it ain't nice. It's the cadaver. Here. What do you think? Hey, no. I never said that there was any artistry or finesse to what I do. It's facts. The truth you build is yours to make. But this is a fact. This man was found dead. This man was found dead. Right next to this bone. Yeah. This is why, Mama Sissy, I find this joining the dots fascinating. The depth. You don't think there's a connection, but then there is. It's a crime scene. And then the crime scene turns out this bone belonged to this man's grandma. You couldn't make that up, right? You couldn't make that up. Don't love these. You want to see the next? Get this one. It's a location. Yeah, like silos or whatever. Water. Factory setting. This one's got a special place in my heart. Not this picture. This was taken from the current crime. But this case, the original case, was one of the first ones I worked. And I took a picture just like this. Just like this. And it made the news. Just as an establishing sort of shot that Ken Burns did, made it move. I didn't like what they did with it, but that's the funny thing. When you make something, when you create something, you give it to the world. They can do whatever they want. And when you're a photographer, you sell a shot. I wasn't official then. I was AP, but they bid on it, they got it, and yeah, they do whatever they want. So anyway, there was that. And then, of course, very recently, there's a crime there. So I take this shot, the same shot that I took a long time ago. It's crazy. This one's a little more graphic. It's the Vic. Shot through the head. Yeah, I know. It ain't pretty. Of course not. You see what I mean? A quiet serenity, like that broad that fell off the building and landed in a car and looked like she'd just gone to bed. You know? I love that picture. This is more brutal. Some scumbag shot someone for no other reason than to get famous, than to get known for being a killer, for shooting people, stabbing them, whatever. So this one, the relationship, this crime, the original, well, it's a funny one. I mean, funny's the wrong word. The connection is tenuous, strange. This woman worked in the building that used to belong to the Vic of the original crime. And they're weird, bizarre, meaningless, connected but meaningless, like they're related crimes by location. And they are related by extrapolation, by almost making it up. So which one is the meaningful one? Is it the location or the relation? I don't know. Yeah. You know, you're the only person who's ever asked to see my darkroom, with its kitchen utensils, washing gloves, and tape on a string. No one cares about the process. They only care about the end result. A lot like killing, huh? You plan something, you do it. Sure, the ammo matters to the people trying to hunt you, but all anyone cares about is what happened as a result of those actions, the death, the theft, robbery, whatever. How does it make you feel? Come on. I'm a sissy. And like I said, no one's ever wanted to see this process. I wasn't completely honest with you, was I? Because I told you that I didn't believe in this whoopty-doopty connection, this whole thing about, the location. Well, it was me who made that connection. I realized I'd worked so many cases across the country that it just made sense to me that someone would do that. It added up. It was synchronous. And I worked that out on my own. I told the cops and they didn't believe me. And I worked out on my own that you are the CSK, aren't you? I never said I was a fan of yours. I don't admire you. I think you're disgusting. I take pictures of the stuff that you do to help track you down, to capture you. To capture you. And there you are. Well, as far as I know, no one's died in this dark room. So, there's no connection for you to make. Unless you're just gonna start doing it yourself.